You will never believe me when you hear this. You're probably gonna think there is absolutely no way that this is true. Like, I just highly doubt it. But if you have 5 to 8 minutes right now, just pause and hear this because you're gonna think I'm absolutely nuts. But if you try it, you might actually be surprised how true this might actually be. Yesterday, I was talking to somebody and somehow this conversation came up around my daughter and how my daughter just has this crazy memory. Like, she's really, really smart. And, we were just talking about that and a few other things. And then I remembered and I was like, you know what's crazy? I was like, it's crazy how this specific daughter, and then I noticed with my other kids, like not just them, but like we started noticing this pattern with people where like each person kind of has like this thing. We just become really, really good or really, really set on what we want to believe, right? So if you pay attention to people, almost everybody, gotta say everybody, I think everybody has a handful of attributes or skills or personality traits. They have like, there could be 5, there could be 6, but we all have like many of them, of course. But I'm saying like, there's like these 2 or 3 that just like really stand out. Think about it. If you pay attention to your brother, to your sister, to your best friend, to your partner, everybody has this 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things that just completely stand out. When you think about them, like, oh, yep, that's them. Think about that. Who do you know? And when you think about them, automatically you're like, oh yeah, that's them. Like, think about somebody who has a really good memory, or somebody who likes to talk a lot, or somebody who's always quiet, like somebody who's shy. Like, immediately you're like, yep, that's them. Think about somebody like that and who has these characteristic traits, right? And again, it could be anything, literally any trait. I think we've all learned pretty much, and I'm pretty sure this is not the first time you guys are gonna hear this, and maybe if it is, then great, you get to hear this. But we are all where we are at based on the things and situations and experiences and everything that we've gone through, right? From childhood to our teenage years, to post-teenage years, to early adulthood, everything that has happened to us, everything that everybody has said, everything that we have communicated to people has built us and created us to be the people that we are today, right? There's probably no question about that. If you, maybe this is the first time you heard about this, you might be like, yeah, that sounds kind of right? Or maybe not, let me know. But most of us have probably heard about something like this. We've also heard that the early stages, the early years of our childhood are very, very important because you're basically wiring yourself. They don't really say this, but we're basically wiring our kids, just like we as kids were getting wired to become who we become. Like they literally say, like, this is actually proven, that the first 6 or 8, 7 or 8 years, I forgot, are the most important years because it's just the years where their mind is expanding exponentially more than at any point in our lives, right? They literally say like a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a kid, a toddler can literally learn multiple languages at that age because it is just so easy. It's just easy. I grew up speaking both languages very easily. Since I was like 5 or 10 or something, like I was speaking both languages because that's what my parents did. My parents spoke to me in Spanish. I went to school in English. My cousins talked in English and I learned both really quickly. Same thing with my kids, right? Same thing with people who speak Mandarin and English, even people to speak with Armenian and English or whatever the case is. Like, it is a very common thing, but you kind of don't see it. We kind of like overlook it. We kind of think it's just like a normal thing, but it's not just the languages. It's everything. Everything that is happening to us as children can literally and will dictate who we become. It gets 1,000%. And here's what's cool is that we can do the same thing even when we grow up, even as adults. It's harder, but we can still do it. But it is so much easier to do it at a young age. And what is this thing that I'm talking about? I'm talking about literally, we can literally, guys, like literally brainwash our kids to become whoever we want them to become. Like literally brainwash them. And I think I brainwashed my daughter. So you're like, you guys are probably like, where's he going with this? I think I kind of brainwashed my daughter. Like I can't prove this and I don't know this for a fact and I'm not sure, but like the fact that she is the way she is, it's kind of crazy and interesting based on the things that I did. And I had kind of forgotten about it, but I've noticed, her mom has noticed, my sister has noticed, my parents have noticed, like people notice, people just know this about her, right? I remember I was telling you guys about these traits that we know about people. Almost everybody knows that knows her, this is my 8-year-old daughter, that she has a crazy, brilliant mind. She never forgets anything. Like she is like, her memory is like bulletproof.
Daddy,
and
I want my shoes on.
What's up? Lil, say hi. Go get your shoes. I'll put them on right now. And so that's my son, and we could talk about him another time. But the third thing that my daughter has is that she never gets tired. Like never gets tired. Like it's kind of mind-boggling. Like if I wake up at 5, she'll probably nap, but she'll get up and she'll stay up and she's like all wired. Same thing, she can stay up till midnight. Like she sleeps for 10 hours. Like I make her go to sleep. Her mom does too, but like she has crazy stamina and energy. So again, what are those 3 things? She's really smart. Her memory is one of the best memories. Like she is for sure, I mean, that I can think off the top of my mind, like top 3 memory that I've ever met in people. And she's only 8. Like it's crazy. Really smart, great memory, and never gets tired. Everybody knows this about her. I just remembered last night when I was talking to somebody, when she was 2 years old, I started telling her, hey, Valentina, I was like, you never get tired, huh? And she'd be like, no. She's like, you don't get tired, huh? Like you always have a lot of energy. I forgot. And I remember I did that on purpose because I remembered I was learning about all these things and I was just getting further and further ahead with all this. I remember that I did this on purpose. Not only did I tell her that, but I also told her, you never forget anything, huh, Vale? And she'd be like, no. And I was like, you never forget anything, huh? She was like, you remember what we did a week ago, huh? She was like, yes. Like I would start programming her and saying those things. And like, I'm sure I said stuff about like how smart she was too. Like, I'm like, oh, you know everything, huh? I was like, oh, damn. I was like, did I brainwash her? I think I brainwashed my daughter to become not only super smart, have a really, 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 really great memory, and never get tired. Do you guys understand how crazy and how like what level of magnitude is having those 3 skills? Like I talked about this in other videos. One of the biggest skills that highly successful people have is that they don't get tired. They have crazy amounts of energy. Like successful in anything. Like you just don't get tired because you can keep going and going and going and going and going. Like you will beat out competition in anything that you do. And so imagine having that, believing you're super smart and you never forgetting anything. There's always a downside to everything. That sounds great, but the downside to that could be that she thinks she's smarter than everybody and she's not gonna listen to anybody. So today I get to teach her compassion and presence and calmness and being loving and just being there for others, because if not, just going to be lopsided. I'm very aware of that, and so I do look at those things. And again, so why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because if you have kids or you're thinking about having kids, you can like literally build them to become who you want them to become. You can build them to become amazing humans. But here's again the crazy part that I mentioned earlier. It is the easiest to do it with children at 1, at 2, 5, 8. I think eventually it gets to a point where it gets a little harder and harder. But even right now, my year-old daughter, I know I can still like get in with her, which is crazy. So like if you guys have kids, like dude, man, start doing it now. Start doing it now. And again, it gets harder as you get older, right? Why does it get harder? It gets harder because as we're growing, we're wiring ourselves a certain way. Like imagine who you were for 10 years is a lot easier to change than who you were for 30 years. Who you've been for a year or 2 or 3, it's way easier to change. It's only 1 or 2 years. You don't know any better. But 30 years of wiring, of being a certain type of person, 25, 20, like it's a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible. You can literally wire yourself to become whoever you want to become. How do you do that? Can you do it? And so the first step is really believing it. You really get to believe that you can wire yourself to become whoever you want to become. And I'm not going to get into this video on how to wire yourself. I can definitely do that on another video. But again, the first step is believing. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to genuinely believe that you can become and transform into a completely different human. If you have that belief, you can feel it. Like you have to, like, I don't know if you guys understand the level of feeling and belief that I'm talking about. Like you will literally know the difference. If there's ever been anything that you've accomplished or done, like anything, there was a sense of belief. There was a sense of trust, right? That you're like, oh, for sure, I'm going to get to, it's kind of like, I'm for sure going to make it to the supermarket. You have no doubt. That level of confidence, it's like that, right? Because you're driving there, you've been to the supermarket, you know you're going to get there. And so now imagine having the same belief and actually knowing that you can accomplish something. That's the same thing. That is step number 1. Hey, can you wait? I get to teach this guy patience because he clearly wants what he wants when he wants it. Yes, I'm going to put him on for you. And so again, if you are not where you want to be today, or you are not being who you want to be today, you can change it. I guarantee you guys, you can change it, but you have to first believe. Once you believe, I will show you guys. I will show you guys what I know and how to become the person you want to become, because you can literally brainwash yourself to become, I don't know, maybe the next president of the United States, or the next all-star player, or the next Hall of Famer, or maybe the next Mother Teresa. I don't know. And so that is all I got for you guys today, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.